So welcome everyone. Today I am with Emiliano, one of our students from the mastermind who has like very, very good results. So he has a very interesting story and I wanted to go back to it and see where he came from, what helped us into the mastermind and just talk about what he did with us. So just to give a little bit of context, Emiliano, in September, if I remember correctly, you made around like 70K, right, in a month.
Yes.
It was your record.
Yeah, that was my record month. But it took some time and to get to that level, but and to have also the level of confidence of moving forward. But now I see my business more like more serene, and I'm confident that I can do even more.
And how because like before managing to do 70K in a month, what was your like record before that?
So I've been running this business for almost 3 years, a little bit more than 3 years, and I started doing like an agency business. What I was doing down for you for my clients, and then I switched to online courses about a year and a half ago. Was January 2022. From that point, like to get to this level, like it took some time. Let's say that for about a year, I was generating on average 10K a month, but it was quite challenging, and I didn't know how to scale my business. Then at the end of the year, I hired someone. At the end of last year, I hired someone to take some of the calls, and I was able to go from 10K to around 15K. But then I was stuck around 15, 20K was stuck. And that was my average, let's say.
Okay. So it's a big jump.
It is a big jump. Yeah.
And how did you feel after managing to do that? Because I remember the first time with Edward, like when we managed to do 100K in a month, we were like, oh, that's it. We have done it. I mean, I felt really great, but I mean, 70K, it's a lot. So like, how did you feel?
I feel great. I still have my goal to do 100K a month. And I'm more confident that I know that it just takes some time to get to that level. But I felt great. Let's say that I'm the type of person when I set my goals and then I say, okay, when I reach my goals, I actually say, well, what's next?
Okay.
It's like when you see a peak of a month and then you reach the peak of the month and then you see the other month, and so I'm a little bit like that, and so I'm very happy. I'm very happy and I feel very, very confident about my business now. Now
Happy, but not satisfied, right?
happy but not satisfied. Yeah, I guess it's like something that all entrepreneurs have, like to see what's next, right? Of course, I look behind and I see what I've been doing the last 3 years. I see a lot of work. I've done a lot of work. And I started like I was a certain type of person, and now I'm different from business perspective. So I see that let's say I've done a lot, but I also see that I need to move forward, because the more you see, the more you do, the more you want to do.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. And so you joined. When did you join the Ascension?
I joined like May 2023.
Okay. And at this point, like, how much were you making per month on average?
Yeah, around that amount of money, around 15-20K
Okay.
a month.
Okay. And so you were around like 15-20K, and what made you decide to join the mastermind?
I wanted to scale my business to 100K when I had my one-on-one with your brother. I said, well, I need to reach that goal. That's my goal. And for some reason, I didn't know what to do. And for me, the work you're doing, guys, has always been a source of inspiration, to be honest. Because I've seen what you've been doing in France, and then what you're doing in the US, and I say, well, if they can do it, I can do that as well. Right? Yeah, and then like I thought, well, I want to work closely with you guys, and because that you've been doing something that I was trying to do. Like, so you were there already at that point, that stage. I wanted to get to that stage as well. So you know how to do that. So I thought, let's join the Quentin Merle mastermind, because I will work closely with them.
And what do you think helped you the most? Because so you went from like 15-20K a month to like 70K in a few months. So it was quite quick. What do you think helped you the most? Because I also think that so in the masterminds there are different ways to interact. You can do, there are some one-on-one, there are like the community calls, the Q&A calls. But I know that you work a lot, like, you know, on your end. We don't see you a lot. But so what helped you a lot?
So I think in my case, there were like little tricks that I needed to fine tune in some way. Because I had my funnel, like my way to generate calls and stuff like that. So I was not starting from scratch, of course. To me, like, for example, like, great source of inspiration was like the sales part, like to work on the sales part. Right.
Okay.
Because my conversion rate was let's say good enough, but my seller conversion rate was not that good. And then at some point I thought, okay, maybe it's the script, or maybe it's the way they manage the call, and maybe it's something that is not working. So by having a look what you guys were doing and changing a few things, and changing also some of the things that my rep were doing during the call, I was able to increase my conversion rate, right? Or to have more stable, let's say, conversion rate, right? And that helped a lot in boosting my revenue.
Okay.
And I have to say also, like, to me, for both also, that part, the sales part, also problem of limiting belief of what I can do or how much I can earn, like, and they also, for me, like the way I mean, this little suggestion that you were giving to me were great help, right? And say, well, okay, that's the right way to do it. Because sometimes I think when you are an entrepreneur, you may feel lost. Yes, a solo entrepreneur, you may feel lost because you live in your own world. But by having like some kind of like comparison or sharing, like of what you're doing with someone else, can help, like in like going into the right direction, or maybe you are already in the right direction, but you don't know, right?
Yeah.
Unless someone tell you, okay, that's the way you should move forward.
So yeah, more clarity, more direction because before joining us, like, were you in another program? I know that you were in up level at some point, like me. But apart from this, like, were you in another program?
No, I joined the up level, the accelerator, Samoan's programs, and these were the only two I joined at that time, and that's where we met. And that was when I found out about what you guys were doing, friends, and I started following what we were doing about, I think 2 years ago. And then these were the only program I joined. But then at some point, some of us shut it down, the old programs. So I think we were a little bit by ourselves. I mean, the people in the program.
Yeah.
And that's when I started following you more and see what you were doing, and you were scaling your business. Because there was a period of time where, I think I was just by myself, like doing my business. Because there was no other programs I joined. And there was, I think, like this inflection point where I say, at some point, like in April 2023, one of my reps left me basically with no reps. I only had one guy. He was working part-time, so it was quite tough that period. But then that was when I took the decision to invest more, actually. So it was a little bit challenging. I remember like April was quite low in revenue, maybe lower, not even 10K. And then I say, well, I need to do something. Because I was like, I don't know, it was a challenging market. And that's when I actually took the decision to join the mastermind, your mastermind.
Okay. Yeah. And so the sales part helped you the most because we helped you improve the conversion rate, right? In your team, like now you still like, how is it structured, your team?
My team, we are 4 people. I have 2 reps.
Okay.
I have a customer success manager, plus there's myself doing a little bit of everything, to be honest. I'm still doing sales calls, because I like doing sales calls.
Okay.
But not as much as I was doing last year, of course. I still take 1 or 2 calls a day, but that's pretty much it. And focusing more on giving feedback to my reps, improve their conversion rate, make them stronger, because if they're stronger, also my company is stronger.
And what helps you in what we said, in what we teach? What helps you like for the conversion rate? How did we help you to rise it?
Well, first of all, I completely changed my script from scratch. Okay. Some of the things were similar, but I changed completely the script. And I gave it to my rep. At that time, they had a script that they were not really strictly following. There was some level, let's say, of flexibility, let's call it.
Okay.
But flexibility, I learned that too much flexibility is not good. So I told them, you need to follow the script.
Okay.
And then also, especially the closing part, right, is very important, where you actually make an offer to the client, a one-time offer. I was not doing that. And so I changed that part. Also, I structure the whenever there was objections, whenever customer had objections, we were not really structured on that part neither. So I told them, okay, whenever you have these kind of objections, you need to answer that this way. And then I started like listening to that call more frequently, giving that feedback, and that was when actually things started changing and getting better.
Okay, I see. Do you do the calls with Simon, or for you it was not necessary? Simon is our sales manager. And also I forgot to precise that what you do. So you are on the Italian market and you help therapists, you teach therapists how to get more clients. Like that we okay. And so do you do the sales coaching call with Simon, or you don't use it?
I did ask Simon a lot of questions around the script, and but more like I'm the kind of guy I think is more I need to also work a little bit offline.
Okay.
So I asked a lot of questions in the group to Simon to clarify a few points, especially around objections and the way you guys handle objections whenever there are objections. And I structure the same thing for my company as well. Same thing you were doing, I structured the same way. And Simon was very helpful in that way. I didn't join the call, but I mean, I work offline with him.
Yeah, I see. With Eduardo, we do exactly the same. When we are in a mastermind or a program, we only ask some questions, in the group, but we don't go to the calls. We don't do all the other stuff, and it's working very well for us. So I think each person has a different way of learning stuff, and I think we have kind of the same style.
Correct. That's what I learned from my clients as well. Because some of the clients were every time they come to my coaching calls every week, some other they don't come at all, but they're still doing what they need to do. So as long as, and they ask questions in the group and stuff like that. So as long as you keep moving forward and you do the work, and doesn't really matter, like if you join the online classes or you work offline.
Nice. And before joining us, so how many people, because I thought you had some closers, but they were part-time. I don't know if that's still the case.
Yeah, I have still some part-time, but they're moving full-time now.
Okay.
One of them is moving full-time, and the other one is in the process, let's say.
Okay, and the same for you. Now you are full time, because before you are
full-time.
You had a job.
Yeah.
I remember when I told you, no, you need to be all in this, otherwise it would be hard to make it work.
That's right. That's completely. I mean, 100%. So now I had another job, and it was too much, to be honest, because switching back and forth, it doesn't really help. Then you don't have a personal life at all. You spend a lot of hours working. Most of the hours during the day working. But now I'm full time and 100% focused on my goals and my business. And that's helped me a lot, I think, as well. I think I reached the 70K because of that. I made that switch.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Otherwise, it would have been impossible.
Yeah, definitely. And for now, so what are you focusing on? What is your main focus now?
My main focus is scaling the company to 100K.
Okay.
And I had before the end of the year.
Okay.
And I have a goal to go from 100K to 200K for next year.
Okay. And what is your plan to do to 100K? How are you going to do that?
First of all, we need to take more calls.
Okay.
We need to increase the number of calls, because at the moment we're not taking enough calls, and we need volumes, of course. Then we can work. We can work, of course, on the conversion rate as well, increasing the conversion rate.
How much is your conversion rate now?
let's say my personal conversion rate and the calls I close is around 25-30%.
Okay.
My closer are around 20%.
20?
Yes.
It's not bad.
So,
I mean, it's good. It's good. 20, it's good.
It's good. It's good. I think they can also. I'm always trying to push them a little bit more. I think they can go also to 25. But let's if they stay for between 20-25, I will be happy. But as you say, you need to do a lot of quality, like sales quality, like checking what they're doing, if they're doing the right way. They need to work closely, and that's something that I learned from you to work closely with the rep. To see what they're doing, putting the call, listening to their calls, stuff like that. Also, that part of managing the rep is I learned that it's very important, like, to stay very, very close the rep and to see what they're doing to help them sell more and to earn more as well.
And how do you get to get the calls? You do Facebook ads, VSL funnel, classic one.
Yeah, exactly. I have a VSL funnel with Facebook ads, and also do YouTube.
You also do YouTube ads?
Yeah. Okay. I see YouTube is, well, they're both working okay, but I see YouTube, the quality of the leads that come from the platforms are different. Let's say I see that good quality leads coming from YouTube. For example, the last couple of months, I've been pushing it more with YouTube's the last 2 or 3 months. And in the last month, I had more sales coming from YouTube than Facebook.
Yeah, I think it's possible. I think the algorithm changed from month to month, but I think it's definitely possible that the leads can be of better quality on YouTube. Sometimes the leads are more expensive on YouTube ads, but the calls are like of better quality.
Yeah, correct. I see the same thing. Yeah,
definitely. And so, like, managing to do that business-wise, it's like very amazing. And sometimes we kind of forget because we get used to these numbers, but not so many people manage to do that. So it's really amazing, and congratulations of managing to do it. And I'm sure it will because when it starts to grow like this, it never goes back unless, I don't know, you have a big accident or something like that. You don't go back. Does it change some stuff on your personal life?
It is changed. It is changing right now. Now I'm in the process where I say, okay, I need to take more personal time off. Because I have to be honest, I've been pushing a lot in the last few months. Yeah, I work like crazy, and now I'm that level where I say, I mean, I still have my goal in my mind, but I need to also enjoy life, let's say.
Yeah. It's a very important point, because you are kind of the point where we were with Eduardo. We were doing like around this number, 80K, 100K. And so you build a machine, it's your business, but you kind of become a slave to the machine. And so at some point it started to happen to us. And because it starts to work very well, and you are afraid that if you don't work as much, maybe it will go backwards. So there is this hesitancy, but it's important to take personal time off. And like, there is this book, it's called Essentialism, and in it, like, the main point of the book is like, protect the assets, and you are the asset of your company. It's the biggest asset. So for sure, it's very important.
I think it's important. I'm learning that I need to delegate some of the things. Like, I'm that level now where I'm trying to delegate some of the things I'm personally doing right now, because my personal time, I think, is important, and things that are not critical, they can be delegated. And I'm trying to be very strategic when it comes to that. Like whenever I'm doing something, I also ask myself, is this thing really critical or can be delegated, right? And trying to focus most of my time on the most critical stuff for the company.
Yeah, definitely. And your business is lean, like you are only 4 people, so it's really great. But do you have like someone that do the cook that like cooks for you? Do you have a cleaner? Do you have all this person?
I have a cleaner. I'm thinking about taking someone for like cooking meals. I have a very healthy diet, so it won't be difficult.
Yeah, it was the same with Edward.
It's also usually chicken and rice, like something like that.
Yeah, for us, it's always the same. Like every day, we eat the same salad, and I think like having someone to do the cleaning for you is very important, but someone that cook for you, like it frees up so much time that I would say I think it's a great idea to have someone do that. And it's not that expensive because in the end, like it's just like basic stuff. We don't need a 3-star chef. It's just like very basic stuff, but that takes a lot of time and a lot of mental space.
No, exactly. It's the same thing. I am trying to optimize the time I have. Also, like commuting. Sometimes I work from co-working. I try to stay close to where I live, or even like exercising whenever I go to the swimming pool. Like this should be close enough. I'm thinking strategically, like because we have 24 hours on a day, and you do want to spend your time moving back and forth different places.
Yeah, definitely. So very nice. And so the sales part helped you. You would say the part of the program that helped you the most was the sales part. Did you watch all the other week or only the sales part?
No, I watched the other weeks as well. Like the other things that were useful to me, also little things around the Facebook ads and YouTube ads. Ask you a lot of questions around directly to you, the Facebook ads and also the YouTube ads. Because for example, the YouTube ads were at the beginning not really working for me for some reason. I was not really able to get any leads.
Okay.
Or they were too expensive. And then, also asked you a few questions around what you guys were doing.
Yeah.
With the YouTube ads, and you told me that you were using that a lot. That helped me a lot. Like the small changes that make like big results. And now I'm splitting, as I say, I'm splitting my budget. I think it's like right now 50% Facebook and 50% YouTube. And because at the end of the day, I don't think that is the technical thing that is difficult. Doing clicks or on Facebook ads or setting up a funnel, like a click funnel or stuff like that. It's not too difficult. It's that make the machine work. It's to make the machine work. It's it's a different thing. And for that, sometimes you just like need like small changes, right?
Yeah, and it's a small details. Sometimes it's just in the details.
Yeah,
and I think that's what you say. Like it's a small details, but small things that makes like huge difference. And I see it very often when people join us. Yeah.
Exactly. And then sometimes you see, because like sometimes I get with my clients as well, like they say, well, I don't need this, I don't need that in your program because I have done this already. I want to do only this part, right? Yeah. And then maybe they don't join the program and they stay stuck in the situation, right?
Yeah.
But like, I think it's still worth investing in a program, even if you know some of the things in the program,
Yeah,
Like in
definitely.
your case, if they help you even with small changes, small things in scaling your company,
Mm.
because the risk is like staying in your current position and staying like be stuck in the position you are,
Yeah.
not investing, I don't know, 5K, 10K, etc. Right? So you always need to compare what you get. It's not in the things in the program. You need to learn: is this program gonna be useful for what I'm doing?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And so to someone that would like hesitate to join us, what would you say?
Well, I would say if you are like in a similar situation like I am, or even if you started a business right now, like especially like if like you are in my situation where you're generating some revenue already, but you do not know how to do things or to scale your business, even if you've done most of the work, like from technical perspective. Well, joining a program like your program, guys, like can really help you boost your revenue. And as I say, even if there are small things, small changes, uh, it is useful because like it will help you like in moving forward and not staying stuck.
Okay, thanks. And what advice would you give to someone in the group, someone of our mastermind? Because like now you are among like the people that make a lot. So yeah, what advice would you give to them? What do you think was the thing that helped you the most? Apart from like the what we talked, so maybe it's just the sales part, improving the conversion rate, but like yeah, what advice would you give to them?
I think like number one is to work on your vision. Right?
Okay.
What's your vision of your life? What do you things you want to do? Uh, how you imagine your life in the next few years? Uh, because sometimes you may get like worried about situation in the near term. I don't know, I'm not making enough money, but I mean, if you have a vision, uh, then like things will be more clear. Second, like discipline. You need to
Okay.
be like the discipline, like showing up every day, doing the work, being there, taking the calls even if you don't want, take calls that day, managing the rep. Like you need to like, I feel like, I don't know if you agree with
Yeah.
me, but the discipline is
Yeah.
one of the vision and discipline are the most
I
important.
totally agree. Like, our coach, he always says that to us. People are afraid of discipline. They are afraid of this world. But I mean, discipline is like freedom. So yeah, it's the same with everything. You need to show up every day. I think just by showing up every day, it always puts you like among the best. I mean, not the best, but like apart from all the other people, because sometimes when you feel discouraged, and there is always be phases in your business when it's going great, then not so great, but then it will be great again. But if you only like work and show up when everything is going good, you cannot do a lot of stuff. You also need to show up when it's going less good, and etc. So yeah. So discipline, very good point. You talked about your vision. What is your vision for you? Like your personal life? What did you think about? Why did you envision?
My vision, like I was it's interesting. It's funny enough because the other day I was reading my notes of like 3 or 4 years ago. I wrote down my vision. At
Yeah.
that time, I was working for a company. I was not really happy, and then I wrote down I want to have my own job. I want to work from anywhere because I will want to be able to travel, and I want to work with people. And it's interesting when you actually write down things, you move like towards that direction. So, and and now I mean, I was reading my notes the other day. Say, what the fuck? I'm doing these things now, right now. They are real. You know what I mean? And like my vision, like, is still like to scale the company to also like be able to help more people, because the things I'm doing is because I'm passionate about. Like, first of all, I'm indirectly helping people, and also with my work, I'm genuinely like interested about like what therapists are doing, so experiencing these kinds of things.
Okay.
So the vision is to do more of that and to scale my company to 200K and even more, 300K.
And what do you do with, like, did you think about what you will do with the money that you earn, or you just keep it in the business and don't use it?
I'm very minimal, let's say, like my life is minimalist. Is that I don't know if it's the right word, like, but yeah, you know what I mean.
I think it's a good
minimalism.
Yeah, Eduardo, I used to be like this a lot. Now I'm a little bit like less like this, but Edward is very minimalist.
All right, yeah, I'm a little bit like that. So I like to invest my money.
Okay.
Right? So I invest my money. They're not in my bank. They are in my bank, of course, but I'm not. They're not. I'm investing them. Like what I like to do is, I had this vision, for example, a few years ago. There's a special place that I like in the world, is in the Canary Island, where say I'm gonna buy this villa just in front of the sea. I had this vision, and go kite surfing, because I do kite surfing.
Nice.
And to spend some of my time in that place, right? And to keep learning as well. Like, of course, money are just a way to do things and to get to know more other things I want to do. I want to improve my let's say, body and sport, performance. I like sports a lot.
Okay.
I do kite surfing, but also do running and swimming.
Okay.
So
I understand why discipline is not hard for you. If you have if you do this kind of sports, okay. So yeah, I understand. It's like high performance sport, high performance business. It's kind of the same.
Yeah, exactly. Exercise. I exercise every day.
Okay.
Every day. So yeah, so that helps you to do more of these things, because, for example, in my vision, there is some point in my life to do. I used to do triathlon, but I stopped because I didn't have time, and now I'm gonna go back and do one Ironman.
Okay, I want to do an Ironman too. I want to do one also. Yeah, maybe soon.
Okay, let's do that together then.
Yeah, it could be nice. Yeah, it's a nice. I did I used to do a lot of marathon, ultra trail running, and I did a swim and run. But I want to do an Ironman, because an Ironman, it's like kind of mythic, and so I want to tick it off my checklist.
Exactly. I mean, like the place that I love, like in the Canary Island, is the place for training, and just it's the perfect weather, and it's also part of the vision for this reason as well.
Okay.
But yeah, I do open water swimming at the moment, and
I remember that it's funny, because for my first swim and run, I trained in the Canary Island too, because I was spending the summer there with my family. And so the weather is great. It's not too hot. So Canary Islands is really nice. I've got an Italian friend. He loves it. He wants to buy a villa there too. So maybe a lot of Italian people, they like it.
It's be a thing with Italians. I don't know why, because there are a lot of Italians over there.
Okay, nice. Okay, so nice vision, discipline is the second point. Do you have another one, or it's the main two that you would like advise?
Vision, discipline, and to stay close to people like you, like people that are doing the same thing, the community of people. So
Yeah.
as I say, like if you spend too much by yourself, all your limiting beliefs at some point will come.
Yeah.
But if you stay close to a community of people that are doing the same thing, or they are already like at that level where you want to be, things will be easier.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is something I learned like in the last few years, of course. Investing in yourself, investing your pocket money in yourself to learn things. Because the other thing is that people are not used to invest their own money. Like if you work for a company, usually the company investing on you. Fine. So you're doing courses because your company, I don't know, gave you some kind of MBA or stuff like that. But there are not too many people like spending 10K, 20K out of their pocket. Do you know what I mean? But you need to, like, if you have a vision, you also need to invest more, invest in yourself, invest your own money.
Yeah. No, definitely. Okay, so that's three very good points. And I think we touched on a lot of different subjects. Maybe one last thing, like if people want to ask you questions or like want to get in touch with you, what is the best way to contact you?
They can check my website. It's terraschool.com. As Terra.
Okay, I will. Oh yeah, sorry. Say it again. Say it again, but I will put it in the.
It is in Italian, but I mean, and they can also send an email. It's Emiliano, like my name, at terraschool.com.
Okay, very nice. Okay, so thanks a lot, Emiliano, for your time, and I think you have. I mean, it's only the beginning, and it's funny because I can see a little bit of myself and Edward when we were at this point in the business, and like when we were at this point, we're like, can we do? I mean, I didn't even thought about like doing 500K a month or stuff like that, but then you find ways to make it happen. So I'm sure like there is still a lot of room left. So thanks a lot for everybody watching this video. If you have any question, put it in the comments.